welcome back to my channel. I am laichenir, and today I'm going to be doing another story time. This story time is going to be on the time where this girl thought I wanted her boyfriend and she wanted to fight me. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. Okay guys, we'll get into it. I don't have any wine today because I'm trying to stop drinking wine for my body and stuff. You know, I'm trying to lose my stomach and just get right. So I have my water today. I'm going to be drinking water today, period. So let's get into the story. So it all started in high school, freshman year to be exact. Literally within the first few weeks of me being there, I was in drama. It started freshman year, so it was had to be the very first day. I can't remember if we did orientation a week before we started school, or I think we did do orientations a couple days before we started, and then we came into school Monday and did another orientation, something like that. But either way, this happened orientation, so it was literally the first few days of school. And I came in, and I don't think we had assigned seats or anything. I was just walking into this brand new school with all these freshmen. I did see some people that I went to middle school with, but so I'm just in there oh my goodness, I gotta find somebody that is a familiar face, somebody I know. I gotta find a seat. And so I end up finding a seat, and I end up finding a seat next to this guy, and we're gonna call him Josh. So I end up sitting next to Josh and his cousin, and we're gonna call his cousin Craig. So I end up sitting next to them, and this guy Craig, his cousin, he started talking to me and flirting with me. If anybody knows this person in real life, you would know that he's a super big flirt. That's all he does to this day. He just likes to joke and flirt, and that's just his personality. So I was sitting next to them, and you know, orientation's going on, and somehow we end up just talking and all that because I knew of Josh. So me and Craig and Josh were all talking or whatever. And so orientation's over with, and we leave, we go out the hallway, and we're still talking. And Josh is pretty much something about he's interested in you or something like that, something along those lines. He said that Craig was interested in me, and I'm like, okay. And at this time I'm 13, I don't really know anything about anything. I've only ever had one little boyfriend. I don't know, I was very, very naive, and just I didn't know too much about anything. So I'm just okay, whatever. And you know what, he might not even said that he liked me. He might have just said he was trying to be a friend, and he probably did like me, but you know me, I'm not thinking anything. I'm okay, cool, whatever. So basically he's vouching for him, co-signing, talking about it, whatever. And then me and Craig end up exchanging numbers. So, you know, like I said, in my head I'm thinking we about to be friends. I don't know about nothing, whatever. So yeah, we exchanged numbers, and I don't remember us texting much, but I know that we would get on the phone. So after a few days or so, we probably did text or something, but we would get on the phone. And I want to say we would get on the house phone. I don't even know if he had a cell phone. I think I had just got a cell phone as soon as I got into high school. I think it was so long ago. But anyways, all I know is that we used to get on the phone pretty much every night or every other night, and we would just talk, literally talk about everything, anything, and it would just be literally innocent conversation. But the problem was Craig had a girlfriend, and I don't think I was aware that he had a girlfriend until later on. And even though he had a girlfriend, in my 13-year-old mind, I wasn't thinking I was doing anything wrong, because I really wasn't. We were just talking, and he was just my friend. I wasn't looking at it like it was anything more. He might have been, and his cousin might have been. I don't know. But we were on the phone talking, and I guess that started rubbing his girlfriend the wrong way, which, I mean, it makes sense. Why is this girl always talking to my boyfriend on the phone? And I'm just I'm not thinking of it. I'm just not thinking anything of it at all. So I guess she got wind of it. I don't know how she found out, because I don't think we really hung out in person. I don't know if she saw us together at orientation, or she found out we was talking on the phone, or I don't know how she found out. I'm thinking about it right now, maybe Josh could have said something to her because he knew both of them. Maybe that could have happened. I don't really know, but all I know is that she found out, and she was not happy about it. And I mean, if I was her, I wouldn't be either, even though I wasn't on nothing. But she found out who I was. I don't know, I just don't know how any of this happened, because it was never a thing. Literally we were just friends. But she found out, and we're gonna name the girlfriend Shauna. So Shauna found out about me and Craig talking on the phone, or like just communicating that I was like messing with her man. And so she had an issue with that. So basically once she found out, the threat started. So I don't feel like I had any classes with Craig. I had a class with Josh. We had like earth science or something like that. And I just knew him from like middle school. So I think me, Josh, and Shauna might have had like a lunch together, or like however it happened, like we would run into each other. So like I knew I had a class with Josh, so we would walk to, or be walking towards our science class together, or like, you know, around each other. And then she would show up. I don't think I had no class with her, but she would show up because she knew him, so she would talk to him. But I feel like she'd find a way to talk to him just to talk crap about me, because this is what she would do. I remember this clearly. Like, she did this a few times, but I remember like these 2 or 3 times where she would like be talking her crap, and I'll just be like, girl, what? Like, okay. So I was walking to my earth science class, and Josh was behind me walking, and then she was walking with him, and she said right behind me, like I wasn't walking right in front of her, she said, "You better tell your little friend to stop messing with my man, or I'm gonna fight her, da da da." Like just talking crap. Like, I don't know what she said verbatim, but it was along those lines of, "You better tell your friend to leave my man alone, or it's gonna be problems." I'm like, girl, I'm right here in my head, like behind, like of course I didn't say anything, because I'm just like, I've never been in drama, but I know one thing for sure. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later in the video. But I've never been in like drama, so I'm just like, okay. But I've had like people just talk about me, and I just don't say nothing. I'm just like, in my head, you're not gonna hit me though. You're not gonna hit me though. You're not gonna hit me though. You're not gonna beat me up. Like in my head, I'm just thinking that. So she's doing that, and I'm just like, what? This Josh guy is very, very like childish and shady, and like I feel like he lives for the drama, low key. Like a kind of like an instigator. Like he was kind of like going along with it, like kind of egging her on, like what? Like what you talking about? Like what you mean? And I'm just sitting there like, okay. So I go in my classroom. He might have mentioned something about it. Like I said, this is a long time ago. So he might have mentioned something about it. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. Fast forward. I feel like that day that she would see me going to earth science, I didn't have lunch with her. But the second day, because it was like alternate lunches. It's like what? Red and white days. So maybe like a white day we had lunch together. And so we had lunch together, and we both would go the same way. So you would come out of the cafeteria, you can either go left or right. So if you go left, you go into class. You might be going to class like on the lower level, or you're going upstairs. And if you go to the right, there are a lot more classes like on the lower level, or you can just go upstairs to go, you know, to class upstairs. So we both would go upstairs. I would walk with my friend. He doesn't really need a name, but I would walk with him because, you know, they might have had a class together for all I know. But he had a class up there too. So we all had lunch, we went up there. Anyways, I would see her mostly when we came back from lunch, or when we came up those stairs. So I'll be walking up the stairs, and she would still be behind me, like as if I'm not in front of her, as if she couldn't have confronted me so many times before. But she never did. I don't know what that was about. Like she was always just a lot of like, oh, talked a whole lot, but I never really seen too much with it. So she did it again. She's behind me. She was talking to somebody. But she would say stuff like, "Yeah, this girl here keep messing with my man, and she gonna get beat up, and she's scary, da da da." I'm just like, boy, if you don't. Once again, like, girl, I mean, who's really scary? Because you're right behind me. Like, you could literally touch me if you wanted to. And you have yet to say anything to my face. You're always behind me talking crap. You could literally say, "Girl, you talking to my man?" Or like, "You trying to fight?" Like something like that. But she never did. So that's one time. Then we go up the stairs again. Few days later, I'm walking up the stairs, and like when I get to like the 3rd or 4th step, like almost to the top, I get to, you know, hopping up the steps, and she was like, "Yeah, you better run up the steps." In my head, that tore it for me. I'm like, girl, because if anybody knows anything about me, like even back then and to this day, for real, I don't like when nobody trying to punk me, like trying to make it seem like I'm some type of punk, because I'm not. Like, I might be quiet and I might not say nothing back to you for a good minute, but when it comes down to it, it can be whatever, for real, honestly. So that was it. I was like, girl, if you talking about fighting, we can do that. So this is so embarrassing. So time passed, probably like a few days, next week, I don't know. All I know is that it was a white day, and I knew that I was going to see her going up them stairs that day. So I came from lunch, and I dressed like this today because I knew it was a white day. So back then I didn't really dress, like I didn't have any like dress down clothes. Only dress down clothes I had was like my gym clothes. which was like, if we didn't buy the uniform, we had to wear like a t-shirt and like sweats or shorts if it was like warm, and they had to be like a certain color. And I had these like blue sweats, and then I wore like, I might have worn like a white t-shirt or something, and then I had these white and blue Air Force Ones. It was white with like a blue sole or whatever, and I wore those. And mind you, I didn't even wear sneakers like that. Like, I would just wear my little flats and different stuff like that. So I had on my dress down gear because I was ready to get it in that day. And I'm just like, I'm gonna ask her what the problem is when I see her, because I just don't understand why we keep talking. Like, why you keep coming behind me talking all this crap, but you're not confronting me, and I'm not messing with your man. Like, we just friends, but I mean, this is what you want to do. So I went up the stairs. I didn't see her for some reason. I don't know where she was. She didn't come to school today. I don't know what happened. I didn't see her, but I went up to the stairs and I waited at the stairway, and I just waited like in that little area. Like, she gonna come here eventually, and I'm gonna ask her what's up. She never came upstairs. Like, I don't know what happened with that day, but I want to say after that day I didn't see her anymore. So I don't know if like her schedule got changed, because it was still like in the very beginning of the year. Like, this probably all happened within the first couple weeks. Like, I never saw her again like going that way, and I don't think I really seen her around at all. I know she still went to the school, but like, it seemed like after that day when I was ready to do what I had to do, if it needed to happen, like, I was gonna ask her really like, what's up, but I never saw her, so it didn't happen. And I waited for a little bit, because it was like, I think you got like 5 minutes to get to class, so you got 3 minutes to get there, and then like after 3 minutes it's like a warning bell, and you got like 2 more minutes to get to class. So once that warning bell went, because actually I was always late in my freshman year. I was gonna say I was, trying to get to class, but I don't really think I cared that much. Maybe I did at the very beginning. I did care about getting to class, so that's why when that 2-minute warning bell rang, I was gone. And yeah, I just never really seen her again. When it comes to Craig and Shauna, me and him end up like falling off. Like, we were still cool, but we didn't like talk on the phone. I don't know what happened with them two. I mean, I know they broke up, but I don't know when they broke up, and I don't know why. Once they broke up, like, me and her never had no more issues. Like, I mean, it just kind of all faded away. Like, it was never anything at all. Like, it was never anything to have drama about, but like, they ended up breaking up. Time ended up going on. Like, it was pretty much forgotten about by like the 3rd week. It was just this weird drama for no reason, like with some girl I didn't even know, and I didn't even understand what was going on. But I know that I was ready. I was definitely ready. And like, it's so funny, because if we were to tell this story, like, she probably remembers it, but she probably wouldn't know like my side of it, because it was so petty. Like, there was never anybody confronting anybody. So yeah, everybody ended up going their separate ways. They didn't go out anymore. She wasn't on my back no more about him. She had moved on. I don't know what he was doing. He was still being Craig, flirting and doing whatever. So fast forward to 12th grade year, because I don't know what she was doing with her life and what was going on with her all throughout high school. Fast forward to 12th grade year, and I ended up working at this fast food restaurant, and I swear, like, everybody from my school worked there, or a majority of us worked there. If we didn't work there, we worked at another fast food restaurant. Like, if you from where I'm from, then it was like a few places that everybody worked at. So I ended up working in this fast food restaurant, and when I got there, I saw that she worked there. I don't know if I knew that she worked there before or what, but I just saw that she worked there. I'm like, Lord, she works here. Because I never really ran into her during high school, so I didn't see her much. So I saw that she worked there, and I'm just like, Lord, but okay. So I come in, and she just happens to be the person training me, and I'm just like, wow, okay. I might have had a couple other trainers, but like, she was one, like a younger trainer that would step in if the main trainers couldn't train me. So she ended up training me, and I'm just like, Lord, how this about to go? But surprisingly, like, she was real nice. It was almost like nothing had ever happened in 9th grade, because I mean, like, it's like 3 years later. It's very, 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 very old. She wasn't even dealing with the man no more. She had moved on. She was doing her thing, and it was just really petty. So she basically, like, talked to me and trained me like nothing ever happened. Like, she was very, very nice, and she was cool. And it's so crazy too, because Craig worked there as well, and he was still being Craig. Like, flirting, being funny, joking, and everything like that. And it was all cool. Like, I mean, I would still talk to him, and I mean, they probably like talked to each other at work, but it was never like, no beef between them or nothing. He's just annoying, and she probably just thought he was annoying, just like everybody else did. Like, I mean, he's annoying in like a funny way, not like a ugh way, but like he could just be like a clown. So we all end up working together, which was crazy how like everything came together. So anyways, let's fast forward to recently. After working together and after, you know, growing up, like there's no beef between any of us. There's no problem with me and her. There's no problem with me and Craig. There's no problem with me and Josh. Like there's no issues. We're grown now. We're adults. It was no issues past, I don't know, freshman year. Like it was no issues at all. Like literally a couple years ago, me and Shauna were partying together or whatever, and it was cool. Like when I see her, it's a hey. She's moved on. She has a beautiful family now. She's married. Craig, he's moved on. He has his family now. Everybody, you know, is just grown up. It was never a thing. Like now that I think about it as an adult, like when I thought about that, I'm just like, this girl tripping. Like I'm not messing with your man. But I think about it as an adult, and I thought about it like years back. I'm like, you know, if I was her, I'd be pissed too. I'd be ready to fight too, because why are you talking to my man on the phone every day or every other day? And I don't even know if she was trying to like get in contact with him and I was on the phone, that's why she was mad. I don't know. I ain't never get that deep into it, but I understand. I understand now why she was mad and she wanted to fight. I get it. I get it now. But back then I was like, I didn't think about it. I'm just like, she's tripping. But now I get it. And I wish somebody would. Because I'd be right on the same stuff Shauna was on. Actually, if they knew I was around and they were intentionally doing it, like trying to be funny, then I'm confronting. But if he's just like being sneaky behind my back and they have no idea about me, then I'm not saying anything. I'm just going to leave him alone. But I do understand. I understand why she was upset. I understand the hostility. I get it now. And I'm going to just leave this story off with this little message. Don't be messing with nobody else's man. Don't be talking to nobody's man in a friendly way, because there's girls like that out here that be doing that. And some of them, you know, they be talking about they friends, but they really not. I've seen that too many times. I actually had that happen a few times, and it's trifling. If you're not really a friend doing friend things, don't try to be out here acting like that's what you're doing, because you could get beat up. Or worse, depending on who the girl is. But yeah, that's that. That's my little story. When the girl thought I wanted her man, so she wanted to fight me. And yeah, if you like this story, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share my video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos, because you know I'm trying to do more. Like maybe I might have another story time. Maybe it could be a lot more dramatic. Maybe it could be juicier. Maybe it could be crazy. I don't know. But you know, you should definitely subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.